Welcome to our weekly Torah lesson. This week we're celebrating the holiday of Simchat Torah, and the question of the week is, why is the holiday of Simchat Torah celebrated by dancing with the Torah? So the Rebbe asks a very simple question. We know in the Torah, it says clearly that the Torah is ki chachmaschem v'inaschem. The Torah is our intellect, wisdom of Hashem. So if it's intellect and wisdom, seemingly if we're celebrating Simchat Torah, we should sit down on Simchat Torah, learn some Mishnah, Talmud, a verse in the Torah, some Kabbalah, mysticism. That's the way you should celebrate it. Have some beautiful lectures, but why is it specifically celebrated just by dancing with the Torah? So the Rebbe brings a famous medrash. The medrash says like this, that the truth is that Atzeres, the holiday of Shmini Atzeres and Simchat Torah should have been 50 days after Yom Tov. Just like we find that Atzeres Shavuos is celebrated 50 days after Pesach. So why is it celebrated right away? So the Medrash gives a parable. There was a king, that the king had his daughters that came to visit him on one specific day. And he said, what happens is that I really would like for you to come back. But the ones that are close, it's easy to come back. The ones that are far, it's hard for them to come back. So let's celebrate right now. So the Medrash it says as follows, that when it comes to Pesach, we're going in from the winter season to the summer season, so it's easy to travel. So we can come back 50 days later on Shavuos to celebrate with God. However, now, after the month of Tishrei, we're leaving the summer and we're going into the winter. It's hard to travel. So Hashem says, no, let's make the celebration right now. In other words, what's the one day we're referring to that we came to Hashem and Hashem said stay for one day celebration? It's referring to Yom Kippur. And on Yom Kippur, Hashem says, I would love for you to stay. And because I don't want you to travel back and forth because we're going into the winter, so therefore we'll do the celebration right now, Simchat Torah when on Shmini Atzeres. Now, what does Yom Kippur resemble? So we know Yom Kippur resembles oneness. So why? Because Yom Kippur represents oneness in space. It was done in the Holy of Holies. Yom Kippur is done in time, the oneness of the one day of year Yom Kippur, and it's also the oneness of the high priest. So it's all connected to the oneness. So Simchat Torah is the extra day that we're staying after Yom Kippur. Since what is Yom Kippur? It's all about the oneness. So Simchat Torah has to be celebrated also with the oneness. But if you sit down and learn Torah, so this one understands on this level, this one understands on a different level. But when you come to dance with the Torah, everyone dances the same exact way. So the answer to the question, why is Simchat Torah celebrated by dancing with the Torah? Because since Simchat Torah is connected to Yom Kippur, which is all about the oneness of Hashem and the oneness of the Jewish people, so we celebrate it in a unified way. And the unified way to celebrate the holiday of Simchat Torah, specifically when everyone dances all in unity and there's no different levels of intellect. It's all one big dance to Hashem. So let's hope and pray we all dance together with unity and we connect to the oneness of Hashem. Thanks so much for joining us for our weekly Torah lesson. This week's Torah lesson is dedicated to the memory of Baruch ben Aryeh Leib, Shlomo ben Yosef, and Rachel bas Lipa. May their souls be elevated by the Torah we're studying in their memory. Have a great and blessed week. Happy Sukkot and happy Simchat Torah, and we should all celebrate together in Yerushalayim, Ir HaKodesh.